Hello and welcome to Raising Those Spirits. I'm Steve,
I'm Sam.
and we're back after missing two in a row, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
It's rough times. And the
yeah.
summer's always rough.
Summer's rough, and my computer literally would not stop crashing, so we couldn't record until I got it fully fixed because it wasn't going to happen. So
But here we are. We survived.
yeah, everything that we're going to talk about is going to be slightly less topical, um, but still good. So I'm excited. You're cryptid this week, right? You got something for us?
We do have the cryptid this week. Oh my goodness, we're up to Pennsylvania. I think, right? I did Pennsylvania. So hopefully we're up to Pennsylvania. I think we are. And in Pennsylvania, you'll find a cryptid. And this one was sent in by one of our listeners. And by one of our listeners, I mean our friend John.
Oh yeah,
It's
he definitely told me to do if I had Pennsylvania do something. So I'm glad you got the message.
Oh yeah, so this is the squonk, and the squonk lives in the deep forests of Pennsylvania, one of my very favorite states. And it is a little creature on all fours, and it is shaped kind of like a potato, and it has skin. I would say akin to a Shar-Pei dog. You know those ones that have like all those
Yep.
extra rolls of like skin, but it's not fur. So it's kind of like the texture of like one of those cats that doesn't have any fur.
An Egyptian
But
cat.
so wrinkled. Yeah, yeah, those Sphinx cats, I think they're called.
Yeah.
But that sort of ultra wrinkly texture of a Shar-Pei dog, and it is notable in folklore. It dates back to I think the earliest account of it is in 1910, so it's not a very old, or I mean, it's not like a ancient Native American creature. It's a 20th century cryptid. It is described as being very, very sad over its appearance, and you are able to track the squonk through the forest by following its trail of tears. And if you catch a squonk, it will cry so much that it will turn into just a puddle of tears and be able to kind of slosh itself away, which is very, very sad. And it is noteworthy in chemical science. I don't know. In science, there is a term for chemicals that when you try and separate them out of a solution that they dissolve and you're not able to use them anymore. It's called that's considered a squonk because of the way it dissolves, much like the way the squonk dissolves once captured. So look it up. It's so ugly. I think it's cute. It is a very, very strange little creature. Squonk of Pennsylvania.
All right. That was potentially our most depressing cryptid.
I feel so bad for it. Like, I want to give it a hug. It is really ugly, though.
Do you remember Big Gulp
But I think
Demon?
it's cute ugly. The witch demon?
Big Gulp Demon?
No, I don't
It
remember
was
that
from
one.
the show Angel.
Oh, gosh. I haven't watched Angel in so many years.
Big Gulp Demon was this really disgusting but cute demon that lived in the subways and was just just wanted to drink its big gulp, but was being hunted.
Oh,
And
that's so
it
sad. Oh,
it's
wait. I remember it now.
yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah, it looks like that. It looked just like that one.
Perfect.
Oh, man.
So what are you drinking?
What am I drinking? Well, Steve, over the last, since we last chatted, I've had the unfortunate situation of hitting my 40th birthday,
I'm sorry.
which I was like super not into. But I did take the opportunity. I had found when I was cleaning out my late uncle's stuff. I was helping sort through all of my uncle's stuff after he passed away. I found two nips of some very old Glenlivet. So I found a 15-year-old Glenlivet and an 8-year-old Glenlivet nip. And for my 40th birthday, I cracked those open and drank them slowly. And it was a absolutely lovely experience. That has nothing to do with our topic this week.
Hey, the story behind the drink is sometimes as good as the drink.
Oh yeah. No, I mean these were some very old, some very old scotch. It was euphoric.
Awesome.
How about you, Steve? What are you drinking?
So, a few episodes ago, I talked about THC seltzer.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm here to talk to you about THC soda now.
Oh, man.
It's made in Rhode Island. It's called Uncle Arnie's THC-infused beverages. I've so far tried 3 flavors. My liquor store has 5 of them. The strawberry lemonade is fantastic. It's kind of like a sun-kissed strawberry lemonade, but, gives you a buzz. They have a cherry limeade that's also very good. They do have a raspberry lemonade. It's the worst I've had of the bunch. It's not necessarily bad, but it tastes like a melted Slurpee. So what I want to do, Petra recommended, is put it in my cup that I talked about all last summer that turns things into slushies.
The ice cup.
Yeah. So I think if I pour them into my ice cup, they might be the best. They just seem like they want to be a snow cone. So yeah, I haven't had a bad experience yet. Very excited. And not that much sugar. They're only 150 calories. So check them out if that's your thing.
Delicious.
It was good over Labor Day weekend. It felt weirdly appropriate.
I love it.
Okay, so we had to postpone last week, which is sad because I was so excited to talk about this, but still excited, but it's not as fresh now. We watched the newest Fear Street, the 4th installment, Prom Queen, which is separate from the trilogy, but same universe. It's just not tied into the overarching plot of the trilogy. Initially, it was supposed to be take place in the 1950s and center around Harry Rooker, who is the milkman who was talked about in a lot of the killings in the trilogy, but then they decided to lean into one of the books more, so they did Prom Queen.
Did you ever read this one?
I did not read Prom Queen. I read a lot of R.L. Stine, but I didn't read Prom Queen. I was tempted to after watching this, but by the time I finished watching this, I was just like, they did this well.
No, it's a good one. It feels very much like a classic 80s slasher movie.
Yes, they nailed the vibe and even had a dance-off battle in the middle, which is so 80s. But I'm going to tell you, I really wasn't super on board for the first half. I felt like the first half dragged on a little long. But once it starts going, it's great. Once you hit the halfway part of the movie and you're to prom night and it is on, second half of the movie is fantastic. More than makes up for the first half.
Yeah, it really turns into something very similar to, I would compare it mostly to Prom Night. I'm not going to tell you it's as good as, original Prom Night.
Prom Night meets Mean Girls.
Yeah, you could have told me that you could have told me that this was a prom night movie and put it in like the prom night series, and I think it would have fit in very well. Especially because that goes kind of more anthology than anything else, anyway.
I
It was
mean,
definitely better than the prom night remake from however many years ago now.
do you think he wrote this after having seen, like, this came out way after, like, the book after Prom Night? Do you think this is like his interpretation of it? Like,
Yeah,
it
I would
theoretically,
say so.
to a degree, it
Yeah, because I think
is an unofficial sequel.
yeah, I think it was hitting that vibe. Like, I haven't read the book either, um, but I think Prom Night is one of the often overlooked slasher series. Um, the first one really is kind of a straight slasher, uh,
Yeah, I feel like
and
the
I feel
second
like
one
this
gets
pulls
more.
a lot from it. The second Prom Night movie is completely a supernatural movie. It has nothing to do with Prom Night One. It was just a coincidence that the names of the high schools in both movies was the same, so they just said, "Oh, it's the same high school," and they named the second Prom Night movie Prom Night Two. It was never originally supposed to be Prom Night Two, but this definitely feels like it fits into the vein of the Prom Night movies.
Yes, and it also fits really well into the Fear Street universe that they've already created.
Yeah, I think because it's so lightly connected to the other movies. Um, yeah, really just a couple of little things that you could easily miss, or it doesn't. You don't need to have sat down and watched the other three movies to be able to watch this. It's enough of its own thing.
Yeah, but if you've seen the trilogy, you're more informed. So this movie can be standalone, but if you have seen them, you there's little details like there's graffiti and stuff that says like Sarah Fear still lives in the bathroom at the prom, and then at the very end when the villain dies, the blood forms into the Sarah Fear's symbol from the original trilogy. So there's like little things like that, but none of it was required.
Yeah, because I mean, like the logic behind the slashers in this movie, it isn't any, it doesn't make any more or less sense than the slashers in any other 80s slasher movie. So even if it is tied directly to, it's like, oh, this is somebody who's an acolyte or possessed by the monster from the other Fear Street movies. It doesn't
Yeah.
have it doesn't have enough pull over the plot. Because I haven't watched the other movies in a minute, and I don't remember them too well. Um, but I was able to pick up on those little things, and then I was like, oh, okay, this is clearly a reference to the other movies, but it's not going to have an impact on my ability to watch this one.
Yeah, I wanted to go back and rewatch the first one. Uh, just skim through it to see back when they flash back to all like the horrific events like the camp massacre and all that, if prom is one of the things that was mentioned.
Oh, hmm.
I'll probably do that when I'm editing this and have time to, because we're recording right now. I can't check now,
No, it's true.
but I'll
We've
keep you
come too
posted.
far. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So,
Yeah,
can we
it's a. Oh, go ahead.
can we talk about the Chris Klein in the room?
I didn't recognize him at first. Actually, I had to look because the whole time I'm like, I know who this is, and I know that he's being thrown in there for me, like as the millennial watching this movie for some
It hurt so
slasher
much.
nostalgia.
I didn't want it.
Yeah, but I was like, yeah. Then I looked at, it, I was like, oh, that's Chris Klein. Oh, it really made me feel super old.
Yeah, he
Um,
plays like the balding, kind of like straight laced, nerdy, kind of pudgy homeroom teacher. And oh my god, it's so hard to see him go from 90s heartthrob to lame dad slash teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, because he definitely. Because I mean, like, how old was he? He's
He's
a few
born
years
in
older than us.
'79, so he's 6 years older than us. So he's 46.
6 years older than us. So he was like playing a high schooler when we would have been in middle school, I guess. Or, I mean, when did American Pie come out? Was that
American
99?
Pie came out in 1999.
99. So we were just getting into high school when that movie came out, and he was, yeah, like the big heartthrob at the time. And yeah, now here he is playing a dad, to a near adult. Anyway, I guess that's not so, that's not so crazy.
Yeah,
I guess for
the
somebody
maths.
who turned 40. Hmm?
I said the maths, and that's what makes it hurt the most.
Yeah. No, it was like, oh, that's not even weird. Yeah,
Yeah,
these
I was
kids are so
horrified,
now close
and
in age to our, to my kid.
yeah, but like we have friends who have kids in like going to college now. It's just like, yeah, no, this is age appropriate, and that made me feel bad about myself. But it also does have Lily Taylor, and she's very good.
I feel like I haven't
This,
seen her in anything in I don't know how many years. Like
the la-
like I feel like I was really aware of her at some point in the early 2000s. I feel like she was in a lot of stuff, and then she popped up in this, and I was like, oh my god, where have you been?
Conjuring.
Oh, that's
Um,
right, she was Conjuring, which,
yeah,
but it was just the first one.
yeah, she was. Did you see Almost Human? Michael Ealy and Carl Urban.
No, I did not watch that show.
It got canceled after 13 episodes. It was really good. Buddy cop thing where Michael Ealy is a robot and his partner is Carl Urban, but she was the chief on that, or their captain or whatever. And she was the mom in Hemlock Grove for all 3 seasons. But
That
yeah,
was another one I tried to watch it and did not get into Hemlock Grove.
really liked season one. Everything after it was terrible, and season one was like enjoyable in that bad way. It was like watching a B movie. It was like Petra and I would like crack open a bottle of wine and put on Hemlock Grove and laugh. But you know, yeah, you're right.
But it
I
looks like
haven't.
she's got some stuff coming up. She's going to be in the new Hunger Games movie.
She was in the Maze Runner too. That's hilarious. Daredevil Born
Doing all
Again.
the YA. I haven't watched that.
Neither have I, but she popped up, so she is working. We're
I'm
just
at a
not
point
seeing
where
her.
I guess so. No, I'm not. I'm at a point where I'm not really following the MCU anymore.
Oh, I haven't. I literally haven't watched a single thing in the MCU since Endgame.
Oh,
There's
that's for the best.
definitely some stuff I would like to see, but I'm like, it just seemed like such a good reason to stop watching. I was like, it's Endgame. This is it. They tied everything up into a nice little bow. I don't have to continue.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I watched Thunderbolts on a plane. I'll watch Fantastic Four when it comes on the streaming.
that's the problem. They're starting to lure me back with things like that. And but there's such a backlog now. I'm like, but I have so much. The problem with the MCU is like a lot of it is required watching. Otherwise, you're just not going to know who or what is going on.
Which is why we had no idea that Lily Taylor was in a season of the second Daredevil TV show.
Yeah,
Because it's too much, and who cares?
yeah. I never even
But she was
watched
good. She
any.
was good.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but she was good in this.
Yeah, no, she was very good in this. This, speaking of her being very good in this, they did a great job, almost to the point of parody. Like, it was almost farcical how for the first like 30 minutes of the movie they were like anyone could be the killer. Like, they introduced so many potential killers in this. I loved it.
Yeah, I liked it because it meant there was a lot of fodder. It was like the more potential murderers that there are, that means the more potential victims there are. This movie gets pretty bloody.
Oh
This is the
yeah,
odd movie we do for this podcast that's rated R.
I didn't realize it was rated R because the trilogy was PG-13. I think that was one of our complaints about it. Was that like it was really good, but it suffered from not having an R rating, and this one leaned into the R rating hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, some serious gore in this one. Not like body horror, not like the new Evil Dead stuff or anything, but no, good. But yeah, it was like
No,
it
but
could be Hmm.
it's sleepover horror. This is the sort of movie that like kids, who are just getting into horror movies, they could sit down and watch this when their parents are upstairs and not paying attention to them. And I don't think it's too grotesque or anything.
Oh yeah,
The same way, like when we were a teenager, we would, this very much is like Scream. It's a rated R horror movie that's aimed at kids who are sneaking into rated R horror movies.
yeah. That's very true. It definitely pulls a lot from like Scream. I Know What You Did Last Summer. The killer's outfit is totally inspired by I Know What You Did Last Summer. They're both wearing the same type of fisherman's coat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it could be Lily Taylor. It could be her son. It could be this drug dealer. It could be any like the best friend. And I was just like, holy crap, we have like 7 suspects. I cannot wait to find out people aren't the killer when they die. And that was very good. And it was well acted. I don't know any of these kids, but that's because I don't watch anything new. I'm in my 40s now, but they were all very good.
Oh yeah, I think a few of them will go on to keep doing more stuff as they get older. No, these were talented kids. There was nobody who like stuck out as the weak one. A lot of times when you watch stuff where it's high schoolers or younger, you can tell that they're trying their best, but there's always a couple of people who really can't do it. But everybody seemed everybody was capable in this movie at the very least.
Yeah, the lead mean girl was from Paper Girls. Did you get to see that? It was on Amazon Prime.
I was aware of it, but I did not watch it.
I only got to see the first episode. I always wanted to go back to it, but that was also really well acted. I highly recommend Paper Girls based off of the one episode that I saw of it. And the main girl was apparently in the Nevers, that Joss Whedon show that got canceled like right after it started because he got canceled. So she was one of the leads in that.
I wasn't even aware.
Oh, yeah, it was on like Showtime or something. Oh, HBO Max. It was called The Nevers.
Oh.
It was like a Victorian period piece. But yeah, she was one of the girls in that. But otherwise, like, I don't know these kids from like anything.
Which is good. I think that helps with the vibe.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just surprising because Netflix is like so into almost doing like the studio system, where like they just like they work with the same actors, directors, writers, but that didn't seem to be the case for this. Even the writer and director are like, to me at least, completely unknowns. They don't have a lot of things on their IMDb's or anything.
Which is fun. It's good to give fresh people a chance.
Oh, one of the Mean Girls is in the new Until Dawn movie, which I'm very excited about. So can't wait to see her again.
Based on the video game.
Yes. It doesn't look anything like the video game, but it's based on the video game. I love the video game, so I'm excited to watch it.
Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't have to be the video game, as long as they do a good horror movie in the same genre, you know what I mean? Like making it feel like a good period piece for that thing, then I'll be happy. Also, good to see potentially the next few Scream Queens coming up because you're starting to see them pad all their things with uh, horror coming up. So that's honestly, it's a potential way to see which way I want to go with horror because it's like, well, I like these people.
Oh yeah, just keep watching their movies.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I do that with voice actors. I follow voice actors more than anything. Because I'm like, you tend to work on projects I like. So,
So
what were your
yeah,
over
I liked
thoughts?
it. I kind of wish I liked it. I kind of wish it had done a little. I kind of wish it had done a little bit more, or like subverted expectations a little bit more. Um, because yeah, we have a whole bunch of potential killers, but I had a pretty good idea for the killers were going to end up being. Um, it was again very much in the vein of Prom Night. Um, And I kept expecting there to be like some bigger, weirder twist. Maybe I'm just, expecting more of a Goosebumps situation than a Fear Street situation with Harlestein. Um, but it didn't really do anything that was really threw me for a loop. Which at the same time, that's one of the things that made it so watchable. Um, because it wasn't experimental or anything. This is an elevated horror. This is Netflix doing a Fear Street. It was very much that. So I think it's good as if you're a millennial looking for something to throw on. I think it works. I think it does suffer from the fact that Netflix is expecting you to be doing something else while you're watching their programming in a lot of ways. So that's one of the reasons things are a little obvious and a little telegraphed. But I do appreciate the fact that they went, for that hard R and they had all the blood and the guts. Um, Not something I would recommend to my kid, but definitely it's something that if like she gets a little older and she ends up watching, I think it's perfectly it's a perfectly fine introductory slasher movie.
Yeah. Yeah, again, and upon rewatch, the first half might not bother me as much, but I don't know. I guess after having watched the Fear Street movies where they kind of picked up the pace quicker, this one
Yeah,
just seemed to drag a little, and that's really my only main complaint about it.
yeah. I would
I
say out of the Fear Street movies, this one kind of is an outlier because it's more straightforward.
I mean, I appreciate that
The other one,
because I'm
yeah.
rarely sober when we watch these things, so having them constantly like wink at me is like, oh, okay, yeah, thank you.
It's like they know that you're scrolling on your phone or you're doing your laundry while this is
Hmm.
playing in the background, and it's still perfectly fine to follow. A lot, I mean, like a lot of people don't like that, um, but I think that's fine. It's a movie to kind of be there with you. It's very this will be somebody's comfort horror movie, I think.
This is definitely something I could have on in the background while I like built a piece of IKEA furniture. You know what I mean?
Oh sure. Hmm.
It's that type of
No, I'll have
horror.
this
You just
on while
gotta.
I'm doing like yeah, this is kind of stuff that I watch while I'm like doing the Wordle at night because that's kind of how I wind down at night. I'll usually throw on a horror movie, um, and just play video games on my phone. And it's very much in that vein. So this is something that I could do that with. And I keep, whenever I like try and sit down and watch something that's a bit more involved, I just never get to enjoy it. Like it was just a couple of weeks ago, I threw on Jordan Peele's Candyman because I realized, oh, this came out a couple of years ago. I never sat down and watched it, and I get like 2 minutes into the credits, and my dog is barking, and then I have to go and take my dog for a walk, and then after that, it's settling back in, and suddenly it's like 45 minutes later. I'm like, well, okay, I'm not going to watch this movie at this point. But something like this, it's easy enough to pause and then come back to because it's not asking as much of you as an audience member as something that's a bit more involved. Um, so as much as people want to complain about the way Netflix makes stuff, there is absolutely a place for it, and I feel like this is that kind of a movie.
Yeah, I watched this in like three sittings, I think, just because life was busy, and
Yeah,
it allowed for that. Honestly, when I hit the dance off, I just turned it off and walked away at one point and came back when I was fresh.
yeah. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who has their first kid on the way, and I was telling them about how when I first became a dad and I was going on paternity leave, I had an expectation. I was like, I'm gonna be home, be with the baby. I'm gonna catch up on, at the time it was Game of Thrones. And I didn't watch any Game of Thrones that entire month that I was at home. I ended up just watching Food Network and watching Guy Fieri um, on diners, drive-ins, and dives. I think I probably mentioned this on this podcast where it was such a I needed it because all it was like, oh, look at this food in a city you're never going to go to. So you can kind of zone in and out. And even after 8 years of parenthood at this point, I'm so tired. At the end of the day, that's still what I want. And I can watch things that have a little bit more of a plot, but this really was. This was like a little bit of comfort horror to sit there and keep you company, but doesn't ask so much of you that you can't pause it and go grab the laundry or cook dinner or do the things you need to do. Um,
At
so,
no point was
like,
I stressed
right. Yeah, because I can't do that. I can't do stressful horror anymore. Like I haven't watched
anymore at all.
Midsummer. No, I don't
I,
have it in me.
I can't watch any of that. It's just like
No.
no, I need like popcorn horror right now. I don't need anything serious. The world is a horror movie. I'm good.
Right,
Don't get
and
too real.
that's where this sort of thing. Yeah, and that's where this sort of thing fits in. Like it doesn't want to stress you out. It's just like, oh, here's some teenagers running from stuff. Half of them are gonna die. It doesn't matter. Like you're not so attached to anybody that you're gonna be sad when they die in this movie, and that's fine. It's perfectly fine.
100%.
So, yeah.
All right.
But
So
yeah,
you
that's
ultimately
my overall feeling on it.
same. Ultimately recommend. They're making three more. I'm excited.
Oh,
They're
okay.
all going to be based off of books like this one was. So the cool thing about Fear Street is it literally takes place from I don't know if you went from like colonial times to the 90s. So we could literally be getting anything.
Yeah, that's fun. That's that's I think that's why R.L. Stein's been such a staple of this podcast. Is he has made so much stuff that's accessible to so many levels of viewers, and there's just he's put out so much stuff. I'm glad that it's all getting adapted now into this format. Yeah, it
Yes.
could be whatever. It could be anything.
Yeah, I was just so
I'll keep watching
excited
them.
when I saw the ad for it. I was like, "Oh my god, we're getting another Fear Street." Cuz it's low stakes fun. It's kind of like Stranger Things, but you don't care about the kids.
No, I can't. That Stranger Things is another one that I kind of fell off on years ago. And I think it's because they took such a long time between seasons, and again, it's that could be a stressful watch, and it asks a lot of you to understand as an audience member. And I didn't. I'm not in the space for it anymore.
Millie Bobby Brown is a mother now.
Yeah,
She is married with
she's married with
children.
a kid.
Season 1, she was like 11 or 12 years old,
Yeah, it
married with
hasn't.
children
It
before season 5. It's like it's Red
yeah,
Dwarf.
it's just been thrown out.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
because
I
it's
get
been
that.
going on. Okay, so it has been going on for a decade. Stranger Things, and they're on season 5. It's too much. Just
Yeah,
Fear Street, very easy.
churn them out.
Yeah,
Well, that's it from me. I mean, I don't want to go into too many spoilers because it is a who done it. Again, turn it on, pick 2 kids, do your like lottery thing where you're like, I think these 2 are going to live. I don't necessarily know if they're good guys or bad guys or what, but I think these 2 might live. Like, and play bingo like that. Play high school kid bingo.
yeah. I did that at the beginning of this movie, and I was wrong. My picks for who was going to survive the movie was incorrect.
My
But
pick
yeah, have a little
was
fun.
my female pick was right. Cuz she just kind of like gets a free out at one point and takes it. And I was like, "Oh, good for you."
That's a smart move.
Yeah. I was just like, I can't fault you, but there's still like 20 minutes left in this movie. So, yeah. All right, check it out. It's worth it in these troubling times.
Yeah, a little comfort horse always good for you.
All right, where can they find us, Sam?
No, we're still on that old Facebook and Instagram. We're at RT Spirits Pod. Uh, so shoot us a message. Let us know what you thought of Fear Street, any of the movies. Let us know what you think we should cover in the future. And if you have any cryptids for the states after Pennsylvania, let us know. Maybe we'll pick that to talk about.
Exciting. As always, I'm Steve.
Sam,
Have a good night.
hey,